Hey friends, it's Hope, and today I am here to do a long-awaited book review. I feel like I haven't done a book review in quite some time, and I believe the last book review I did do, it was over a preview excerpt, so it wasn't really even over a full book. So I thought that it was time for me to do one, especially since I have read a lot of books here recently. So yes, this of course will be a non-spoiler book review, like 99.9% of all of my reviews are. And this one is going to be over a book called Wait for You, and this is by J.Lynn, also known as Jennifer L. Armentrout. So after reading Jennifer L. Armentrout's Lux series, I was completely in love with everything and anything about her writing, her characters, the premise of her stories, and I thought that I would check out her other books. So of course I immediately got onto my library's website and I saw that Wait for You is a new adult contemporary series, and I've been really liking the new adult books that I've been reading here recently, and I love Jennifer L. Armentrout, so I thought I'd give it a shot. This is book one of maybe a 6-book series, and I'm pretty sure they are companion novels, so kind of like in Pushing the Limits series by Katie McGarry or Perfect Chemistry by Simone Eccles. The next book always features someone from the previous book, if that makes sense. So yes, let's just go ahead and get on with this review. So I'll first start off by saying that I picked up this book just thinking that I was going to read a few chapters and then put it down and finish it a little later, because I did have a lot of books that I wanted to read before it, but it was a sit down, read a few chapters, and then finish the book within a couple hours type of book. It definitely was very intriguing, and I just did not want to put it down. But with that said, I actually rated this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I didn't think that it was as good as the Lux series, and I'll tell you why. My first reason is 90% of this book was all physical attraction. Yes, the characters were great, but seriously, from chapter 1, the moment they saw each other till the very end of the book, like this whole book was pretty much based on their physical attraction to each other, which is great. You want people in the books to be physically attracted to each other, or the romance, I guess, is poopy pinata. But when it's 90% of the book, it doesn't really have a lot more to the book, and the book doesn't have a lot of depth. So for that reason, I definitely knocked off a few stars from my rating. The second reason why I didn't give it a 5-star rating or even a 4-star rating was because of the language. I understand people cuss and it's whatever, but when you're cussing just to cuss, especially in books, I just feel like it's so unneeded, and I felt like that there were just a lot of cuss words in this book where if Jennifer L. Armentrout left that out, the book would have been fine. So that part of the book did not appeal to me. And the third and final reason why I didn't rate this book a 5 stars is because our main character, his name is Cameron, while he was obviously very attractive, he was also very arrogant and overly confident. And I realized from reading this book that those two qualities are only appealing and attractive to characters like Damon Black. Now on to the good parts. I remember on page 165, I was freaking out because Cameron isn't a horrible person. I feel like I just made him out to be this horrible person, but he really isn't a horrible person, and he went out of his way to do something amazing for our main character, and I thought that it was very heartwarming and precious. And when he wasn't too busy getting caught up in himself, he actually really was a great love interest in this story. Something that I found that J.Lynn did really well is making these characters seem so real. She has a great way of writing characters. Another great thing about this book was, even though there was physical attraction from like chapter 1, there was no insta-love, and a girl can appreciate that, because this book probably would have got 1 star if there was insta-love, but there was not. She made us wait. And like I said from the beginning, this was a book that I picked up thinking that I was going to just read a couple chapters and then read later, but I picked this book up, I read it all the way through and set it down a couple hours later, and honestly, not very many books appealed to me that much for me to do that. So props to J.Lynn for making this a one sit-down read. I guess the big question for me is, will I continue on reading these books? Like I said before, it is a 6-book series, I believe, and I don't know if the 6th book is out yet. At the back of Wait For You, I did read the first chapter of Be With Me, which is the 2nd book in this series. And just like Wait For Me, Be With Me is all about physical attraction from page 1. So that is like the biggest reason why I didn't rate this book like super high, because of how much physical attraction there was and there wasn't too much depth to the characters. So I don't know if I want to put myself through reading like 5 more books to have like the same nagging irritation. I don't know, have you guys read these books? And if so, like, do they change at all? Does it get any better? I don't know. I did really like this book. Did I love it? No. I will say though that the ending of the book did have a really sweet ending, and I kind of want to read the next books to see what happens to Cameron and Avery. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I'm sure I will see you soon. Bye.